Alright, so we are big chillin'. We are using the newest version of my Goldango Landorus Urshifu Dark team, where I decided, hey, we're just not using this Pokemon called Goldango that much anymore, are we? Why don't we instead use Heatran? And so, yeah, I switched Goldango off the team for Heatran. I'm trying a Leftovers Heatran on this team as opposed to Life Orb, which I primarily have been running in the past. And I feel like the Leftovers is definitely nice for the longevity purpose. Like, I haven't yet come into a situation where I'm like, oh, if only that Heatran was doing more damage. Like, so this is honestly like a very straightforward team to play in a certain sense because it is a very standard team, and I'll talk a little bit about it at the end of the video about how playing standard teams can actually, help improve you as a player, even though some people look at standard teams and they're like, oh, standard, you know what I mean? But just talking about the team, we do have the Leftovers Heatran with the Grass Terra Flash Cannon in order to help deal with things like Flutermane if we aren't using Iron Hands, although we also have Scarf Landorus, which can one-shot it with Terra Blast or Stomping Tantrum usually. But Heatran, just a very good Pokemon for, I think, defensive positioning. Like, it takes hits really well, and it can deal surprising amounts of damage, especially if Flash Fire gets activated. Amoonguss with the Rocky Helmet, just really good right now. There's a lot of debate between, like, Clear Smog Protect and, like, Leaf Storm as your last move, and there's not really a solid answer. Like, it's more so, like, try them out and then see which one feels the best on your team comp, right? That's like, what team building is, Thirdly, the Ghost Terra Tornadus, we have Icy Wind instead of Rain Dance, since this is a, Dark Urshifu team instead of a Water Urshifu team. It just means that you need to play more careful around things like Torkoal and Chi-Yu, which fortunately we now have Flash Fire Heatran, right? So that's kind of nice. Ghost Terra Torn, Landorus with Choice Scarf and Flying Terra. I find myself clicking Rock Slide more than literally any other move. Like, let's be honest. You guys will see. And then we got the Dark Terra Black Glasses Urshifu, which I have thought about making a Swords Dance Urshifu. But, if we do that, that'll come in all good time, right? Lastly, we've got the Assault Vest Iron Hands with Grass Terra. I had not been using it that much on this team comp for the first few matches, but it was definitely extremely pivotal in my opinion, in the last match, just because of the amount of bulk that it has and the amount of damage that it can do to things like Water Urshifu and other Pokemon in order to pressure them in a board state. So, yeah, I mean, fun team, and definitely consider checking it out. And also consider leaving a like or subscribe, if you're not already. Leave a comment. The comments really help, grow the channel. You gotta remember to say that sometimes. But yeah, thank you to those of you who support. And yeah, let's jump over to it. I actually really like the way that Urshifu Dark plays sometimes. So, something to think about. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so interesting matchup. Let's do this with Iron Hands or Urshifu. I kind of like Iron Hands. So we might have to U-turn them right away. But I'm fine with that. We might have to Urshifu Dark them. No, we would U-turn into Heatran. if they lead that Champao Chiyu. Or Thundurus. Ah. The good old as boys. Speed heightened. Okay. Huh. That makes me want to just try to dunk on things. In the form of, like, a Terra Blast? Or I just go for the U-turn and Tailwind. Kinda did a lot. So they do go for Dazzling Gleam. They also go for Heat Wave. So that's what I wanted. We bring back out Landorus. We do know that their Flutter Mane should actually outspeed us, right? So I'm trying to debate on what my best play is here. Like, I kind of just want to go for the Rock Slide Heat Wave. Okay. So technically it would have been better to lock into the Terra Blast. But we do a lot there, and we flinch them, so that's pretty big. So you could say Heatran's pretty good. Oh man. We have been swiftly dumpstering them. And yeah, I'll remember to change the song between matches, so don't worry about that. Yeah, so we take that out. Now they got one boy. Just one boy. You just got one boy. Yeah, GG's. Man, that game felt so dominant. They just couldn't do anything. Alright, let's see what type of Scodenons we can put on with some other music. I mean, I could always just default. You can always just default, my guy. You know. What was I listening to? What was like a pure smanger earlier? When I was watching, I was watching a CTR playthrough, and I was like, "This is some fire, my guy. This just might be the fire."
What if you could do?
Uh-oh, hold on. We gotta mute that for a sec. Alright. Nice. Alright, so we are chilling. Okay. This is a strong team. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. This might go very poorly. Mostly because I'm leading very passive, right? Nice, my guy. True. I just know this thing has okay. This should be the one with the safety goggles. Right, so that's why I was actually gonna spore the other slot. It's fine. We have the Tailwind. And then technically I should switch out, right? Yeah, so if I had spored the Torn slot, we would be playing this a little bit better. We'll see what happens. If they don't take out my Torn here, then I get the chance to Icy Wind next turn. Okay. What was that thing that was in the back? Ah! No! 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 It's 95% accurate, my guy. It's 95 freaking percent accurate, and it's 4 times super effective on Landorus. You can't do that to me. The chicanerosity of it all. The absolute chicanerosity, my guy. Huh. I get that. Alright, so let's see. Man. If we can flinch them, they miss the Icicle Crash on Landorus. Okay, so now we win by switching out Heatran. Heatran kinda clutch, my guy. If you tried to tell me Heatran wasn't clutch, I'd say you're lying. Yeah. You gotta know, man, this Heatran kind of slick with it. I mean, we had to make some good calls there, though, right? Yeah, I don't know. I've just felt like Goldengo wasn't really doing a lot. And, like, you have to be honest, would I have been able to do what I did in both of those games without Heatran? Like, Heatran was incredibly good in both of those matches, and I think it really just kind of speaks to the power of Heatran as a both defensive wall and an offensive Pokemon, right? Alright, y'all. Let's get into another match here. I think I started recording a little bit late, but that's fine. Okay, so our opponent has a pretty scary looking team, right? The Dragonite, Amoonguss, Tinglu. We don't know what Urshifu it is, which causes a bit of a here or there, right? In general, we don't necessarily want to use Tornadus because of their team comp, right? So we would be more inclined to maybe lead something like Landorus Heatran. I mean, technically I do have Urshifu Dark, right? But I think it'd probably be better to bring these in the back. It just feels more solid. We could consider dropping Amoonguss. I think we might lose to their Amoonguss, is what I'm wondering. So we'll see. I don't have a solid plan here. Like, if anything, okay, so I have a few options, right? Like, it depends what they lead. If they lead Amoonguss, they lead Thunder Ursh. Yeah. So that is the Walked Urshifu. I think I'm just going to switch into Amoonguss and go for the Terra Blast. Like, their Urshifu, while it looks like it's in a good position, should not actually feel that safe. I could imagine them Thunder Waving my Heatran, right? Like, I think that's a pretty straightforward play. Yeah, okay. So I actually probably should have, okay. I was gonna say I should have Flying Terra Blast, but that's not actually a good play, right? So something I could do here is kind of just spam Pollen Puff, since they're not gonna let me spore them, probably. They do go for Eerie Impulse. Okay. So we don't really do any damage. I can see what their game plan is. Christ. I have to click Clear Smog and Protect. Like, there's almost a guarantee that they should click Taunt, right? Yeah. So we go for the Protect. We see what they do, because it's going to be a little scary. I could have switched out for Lando that turn. Probably was a better play. Yeah. So I think it's probably actually a better play to switch back into Landorus. And then I'm just gonna go for the Heat Wave. Like we're playing this well enough, I think, at this point. Like, it's a very slow game, but they're not exactly getting anywhere. They do Thunder Wave me. Let's see what they do. They're just gonna Earthquake spam. Paralyzed. Yeah, that's fine. I don't love that, obviously, but we're gonna see what we can do here. This music feels so intense for how slow this game is. Let's click Rock Slide. I mean, switching into Iron Hands isn't that good of a play, except for the fact that I can click Drain Punch, right? And that they're at -1. This music, for those who don't know, is from what's it called? Crash 2 on the Game Boy. Nice. So in that case, I'm probably gonna switch out into a Moongus, and then I could just Drain Punch. I feel like the Urshifu is a better slot, but they should switch it out, right? If they, I guess we'll see, right? Okay, ooh.
If you like bread, you'll
okay,
love
sorry, hold on.
Stonefire
Do you like bread? Do you like bread, my guy? Come down to the Bread Emporium. We got all the bread. You need bread, we got bread. Okay, let's click Spore Giraffe. And yeah, I mean, I'll go for the Wild Charge. Like, I think it's possibly a better play to not go for this. Yeah, so that's why I should have Drain Punched that slot, probably. Yeah. And let's see if they have Safety Goggles. Or if they just go for the KO on Amoonguss. Because if they KO Amoonguss, I might lose. Ooh. But they have Safety Goggles. Okay. So we switch out into Landorus. And we Wild Charge for Graph. This is an interesting game. Because, like, we're really not in a bad position. We just need to kind of play well. We should KO Friggraff here. No. That's bad. Okay, at least... I really want to click Rock Slide, but I think the right play here is to click U-turn. And then... Drain Punch. They should Terra. In fact, I'm almost positive they should Terra. If this is Thunderous, man. I should have just Rock Slid. Yeah, if I clicked Rock Slide, I think this would be a different game. But the good thing about this is I switch into a Moongus, I get the Intimidate again next turn, and I get the Drain Punch right now. Which does do really big damage. I might not live this turn, which is a little bit of a concern. I should live. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna click... Ooh, this is an interesting turn. I think I click Spore on Thunderous, and I click Drain Punch. The only concern is that I might die from a hit from Wild Bolt Storm. Ooh, but I live. See? I knew we could stick that out. Who do you think this is, my guy? You think I didn't think we could think? 'Cause I could. 'Cause I could. So he's Spore Thunderous. They have to bring Farigiraf back out, because if they bring out Thunderous, if they bring out Urshifu, I'm just gonna click Surging Strikes. Or Rage Powder. And then switch back in Landorus. I think we're playing this pretty well, though. Like, I think we're gonna win this. I'm not positive, but I do know I'm gonna click Rage Powder and Rock Slide. So, like, I think as long as we can get rid of this Urshifu, we should win. And having Rage Powder right now is a huge asset. I'm playing this one really well, at least. That's how I feel. Because Farigiraf should go down this turn. Yeah, we click Rage Powder. They don't wake up. We hit both of our Rock Slides, which is important. So we click Rage Powder, Rock Slide. We kind of have to. Like, we know that they don't have, we know that they shouldn't have Water Terra. Or, they shouldn't have Grass Terra. Interesting. Electric Terra. Okay, so they're doing that to survive a hit, which I think is smart. If they don't wake up this turn, we should just win, but they probably wake up, and they actually don't even go for the taunt. Could I lose this is the question. Would it be stupid to double swap? Like, if I switch out here for... I think I just have to click Rage Powder Rock Slide. Okay, so that's one way we can lose the game. Rage Powder Rock Slide again. This Urshifu might be able to win. It'd take a lot of bad RNG, but I think it could. I really do. But we are forcing them into a pretty bad position. They get the Thunder Wave for what it's worth. I don't get that play though. Like, why? This is such a long game. But we should win. Like, I'm playing pretty consistently here. And now they go for the taunt. Now they decide the taunt is a good play. GG's, my guy. Oh man, what a game. This team, I really like it, you know? Like, I know people have been saying that Heatran Iron Hands isn't exactly that great of a combo, but I've been feeling pretty strong about it. And, you know, we actually have been getting to see the whole team do something now, like, so, it's cool. Cool. It was a good game, right? 3 solid games, you might say. So, just jumping back into things, I'm going to go back and look at the rental code really quick. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just felt like I played that one well. You know, that's in the end of the day, like, this team is really pushing me to try to make sure that I'm not in bad positions, right? Because a team like this does play very, like, I swap this, I swap that. I want to try to make sure that I have a good board state, right? And it's really good to, I think, practice with teams like this, like, simply for that reason, as someone who's trying to get better as a player, right? Because, like, I know people look at teams like this and they're like, oh, that doesn't have a muck on it. That doesn't have an Orthworm. Like, that's a standard old team. I'm like, yeah, it's a standard old team. But look at us getting results over here. You know what I'm saying? Like, so this is a really good team. Definitely think about trying it.